need. Now, if you use Tom Cruise, he'd have to really throw a motorcycle and a tiger. No special effects for him.
And he would take them on a flight and then throw.
But I mean, about, like I saw this movie when it played just opening weekend here in America, not knowing anything about it, and I only learned afterwards that your characters, that Bhim and Raju, are, real people who were, who did things a century ago in India and that made them very famous. And I didn't know that origin story. Like, could you tell me more about who the real men were?
Yeah, I don't want to take a history lesson, but I keep it as simple as possible. Our country, India, was under the rule of the Crown or British government for 90 years, and before that, East India Company was almost de facto rulers of much of the country for 200 years before that. So, in these many years, there were many freedom fighters who were fighting for their existence, for their freedom, for their honor, right? So, in my state, the place I come from, it is divided into two states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. From Andhra Pradesh is the Alluri Sita Ramaraju, Ram, played by Ram, and Komaram Bhim from Telangana, he was from that state. Interestingly, both of them never met each other in history. But both of them were born at the same time. They left their houses when they were about 20, they left their houses, respective houses, and we don't know what happened to them. There is no record of them, what happened to them for 2-3 years. Then they came back. When they came back, they were different men. They started inspiring the people to take up arms and fight against the oppressors. And interestingly, both of them died in the hands of British. So it is, the resemblances or the coincidences were like very interesting for me as a filmmaker. So I thought I would take those 2-3 years whom no one knows about, and I will bring them together. That's I thought was a great idea, and that's how that understanding.
You were right. You were absolutely right. I'm going to go into this audience, which is a scary proposition, because I'll let you offer up any questions, anything you want to ask, but make it good, right? Because, we have limited time. So, yes, you're in the front row. I feel like you deserve a question. So, all right, here you go. Let's get the picture question. All right, what's your question? I'll hold the mic.
Yeah, so I feel like India as a film industry is more like, it has not ventured into a lot of heavy visual effects right now, and by visual effects I just don't mean CGI, but like any sort of visual effects. So I wanted to ask if you are open to more experimenting, say using AI, and now that there's stuff like deepfakes, would you like to use that in the future film?
The question is, would you like to use deep fakes in your films? Would you like to put the head of Marlon Brando on somebody? Would you use experimental technology? That's it.
First and foremost, we have to understand whether it's the traditional VFX or the new technologies of artificial intelligence, neural net, and I hear so many things that I don't understand properly. But we have to primarily understand those are tools that you can tell your story. Those are not characters. So experimenting or not experimenting, using AI is not experimenting. Trying to tell a story in a different way or trying to tell a different story is experimenting. For my stories, if I feel that those technologies are needed, I will definitely use them.
All right, another question for you. You're wearing a tie, so I went to you. I feel like you're going to deliver a good question. Here we go.
So this, first off, thank you. Also, this is a lot of Americans and people in the West first introduction to India in cinema, so I'm wondering if there's anything you would want a Western audience to know about Indian cinema, past or present.
Give us the whole history right now.
Obviously, as an Indian, I would like to the world to know the stories of India. As a filmmaker, I would like to tell them to the Western audience. There is there are so many stories. It's a huge treasure trove. India. Indians are so crazy that they use story for everything. Even to tell the deepest philosophy, they use a story. So that's the way we are. So I would really want the rest of the world to know the Indian stories, and I'm greedy. I want to be at the forefront to tell those stories to them.
I got a question up here. Okay, go for it. I hold the mic. You read your question off the notes. Okay, go for it. Notes have pictures, so let's see what we have.
So you've worked with both Kevin and Junior before. So when creating this movie, did you build the characters knowing that you wanted them to play your heroes? And why did you think they would be the right ones to portray such a relationship?
Okay, why did I want NTR and Ram Charan for these characters? I can go on and on about how perfectly they suit the characters. True, they do, but the real thing is, I wanted to do a multi-starrer, and working with one star itself is such a pain, and imagine having two stars together. So the only way that this could work is that there should be a bonding, there should be a friendship between the stars who are working for this film. The only two stars in the entire country who are very, very close to each other, close friends, are Ram Charan and Tara. So that is the reason why I have that.
All right, I have a question up here. What's the question?
So first of all, it's incredible how you just revolutionized cinema for the rest of the time. Thank you for that. My question is, I've noticed a lot of the way you film like conceptualized shots is very like picturesque, as if every single frame is meant to be like screen capture, and the flow of action is almost like it's like animated, like almost like you were the closest to like portraying live action anime, right? What are your influences like visually when you like film and the process behind that?
Primarily, I love action. I like fights, action sequences in the movie. And at some point of time, I don't know when, I realized that emotion gets enhanced if you place it during an action. At the same time, the action makes much more impact if it's emotionally driven. So that is my my way of going forward. None of the action set pieces that come in the movie is not just for the action sake. There is some kind of story going behind it. I think that gives the flow for the stories that I tell. Did I answer the question, or I missed something?
I think so, kind of on that. I read that one of the movies that really inspired you when you were a kid was the Charlton Heston Ben-Hur. Is that
Yes,
true?
my inspirations, if you're asking of inspirations, yes, Ben-Hur is a huge inspiration. Oh my God, the chariot chase, I don't know how many times I have seen it. Not just me seeing it, I made my whole family see it again and again. They got so fed up with me watching Ben-Hur. Yeah, and many movies, I have said this many times, I love the way the action has been reinvented by Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson in Braveheart. That's one of my favorite movies that inspired me a lot. And of course, the top directors that the Indians knew in India throughout the 80s and 90s, more than the Indian directors, they knew more about Spielberg and James Cameron. They're also my favorite directors. I get inspired by them a lot.
And you're also introducing a matinee of City Lights here on Sunday at the Los Great Charlotte Chaplin. I was thinking, like, you're so good at getting transmitting so much emotion and feeling silently in your actors here. Like, you have almost like a silent technique in drawing stuff out of it.
Actually, they asked me to present City Lights day after tomorrow. I think that's the only Chaplin movie that I saw, and I have to reserve my words there for to speak there. If I talk about that, I don't have anything else to talk about there. But one thing about Chaplin is that he really makes you cry for him. Even though he makes you laugh, I think he makes you cry for him even more than he makes you laugh. So that is one thing without knowing, I incorporate into my films. Even though there is so much of action, so much of loud cheering from by you for the guys, I'm sure you also shed a tear for them. That is very important for me.
I have a very professional question up here. We got two cameras, a camera on you, a camera on the question asker. All right, no pressure. So it's gonna be good though. Two cameras, the most cameras we have. All right, here we go. What's your question? I'll hold the mic. Sorry, let's see, you maybe have to just talk a little bit louder.
Okay, sir, my name is Divya. First of all, I want to congratulate you and the team for the massive success that is currently coming your way. And thank you and your talented family for upholding and showcasing India and its cultural native aspects to beauty. And thank you for making February 14th the most monumental day in Indian history, Indian movie history. RRR movies fans will know why. So my question is, I want to ask you if you got to speak to our favorite restaurants recently and what do they have to say about all the love comes their way?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so so you said that February. Well, who? Sorry, I'll ask. I'll kind of zoom down. Who were you saying that did he speak to? Who? Your favorite friends? Your favorite best friends. I don't know what that means necessarily. What do you mean by favorite best friends?
NTR Insurance.
Oh.
Did you meet up with NTR?
Okay, well, I'm confused. Why am I confused by this question? Hold on one second. I'll try to keep up paring it down. So did you on February 14th? What's that? What is that?
That's the day of.
No, okay. All right. And then, did he talk to his favorite friends on February 14th?
February 14th, I think, is the biggest day in Indian history because of what he made. The scene from where he meets Jenny all the way to she gets arrested on the same day.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. And then what?
And then
Okay, so this is like putting you in the. He's having a fictional conversation? All right. The actors, okay. So what did the actors say during that scene? I'm sorry. I'm trying.
I think she wanted to know, did you meet Ram Charan and NTR recently? And how they're feeling about the massive success this movie is getting worldwide. Did you get to know how
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, got it. So what did the actors, we were all over here. Now, okay. So what did the actors think of this? You're here. So that's the question is simple. What's the reaction? How did they feel? I mean, obviously these two gentlemen are giant stars, right? But now they also are having this newfound success. I've said that I believe that they're going to be in the Fast and Furious movies. I'm sure of it. But what was it like? Have you talked to the guys since you made the movie? I'm so sorry it took me so long. I'm tired. I just came. Yeah, sorry.
Right now, I'm pretty sure they're feeling very sad that they are not here.
Me too!
That's for sure.
We've got to get them nominations too. We got to get them two. Maybe we can put them supporting and lead. I don't know. We'll get them in there. We'll get all these two. Best actor. Best director, of course, best director. If the dad can take off today from Parliament to go to the Academy Awards, we'll get him in. Sorry, let's do another question here. Sorry, guys.
Why Paul gets